Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day viewers, welcome back to Rock Math class. Now we are moving to the second phase of the mathematical concept or mathematics concepts in Solat. Today our doctor is going to discuss this following point to us. We have the first one, we have the interval, the application of infimum and supremum in Solat, the parallel lines in Solat, the geometric functions in Solat, the issue of what? Of looping in Solat, and what? And the application of what? Longitude in Solat. So these 5 points, our doctor is going to discuss this for us. And don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, Rock Math Class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
Shaitan rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman kathira. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Viewers, today we shall see the continuation of the second piece of our discussion on the issue of mathematical concepts found in Salat, the application of mathematical concepts in Salat at the form of Ibadah. You see, in the second piece of this particular discussion, the first thing we should consider is the issue of the longitudinal movement of the sun to produce 360 degrees that will give exact time for each Salat, whether it is Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, or whatever time it is. That mathematical concept, the longitude and the latitude of the rotation of the movement of the sun, is one of the applications of mathematical concept. Moreover, also, if we are to consider the direction of the Qibla, the direction of the Qibla also give one of the mathematical concepts found in Salat. It depends on the position of an individual. That is the position of your country, the position where you are performing your Salat. If you are from Africa, if you are from USA, if you are from London, it depends on your position, the position of your country to that of Qibla. So you must face the Qibla either at the east, if the Qibla is at the east, or at the north, if the position of the direction of the Qibla at that of your position is at the north, or at the west, or at any other direction where that particular Qibla is stated. So that is one of the mathematical application or mathematical concept found in Salat. Another concept that are common to Salat are the parallel lines. The application of the parallel lines. Before the commencement of your Salat, you must raise of your hands in parallel to say Allahu Akbar. So also while you are performing ruku, you have to set your hands in parallel. Likewise, when you are performing the sujood, you have to set your hands in parallel. This issue of parallel lines is one of the application of mathematical concept in Salat. Something we cannot forget, we should not forget with the issue of length measurement. That is, if you are talking of the time for each Salat, you must consider the length measurement of a particular individuals. When the length measurement of each object exactly, that is the shadow, the length measurement of each object exactly equal to that of its length, it gives us a prayer. Otherwise, if it is half of its shadow, we said to have Zuhri prayer. If the sun descends completely, we said to have Maghrib, and so as the other time for prayers. Also, we shall consider the geometrical shapes of our body in performing our salats. In the geometrical shapes, we may lead to performing of some angles, like saying we can have straight line while we are standing. As after performing the takbiratul ihram, we remain straight. That is application of straight line angles. Straight line has 180 degrees. While you are prostrating, you form another angle. We call it right angle triangle. It has exactly 90 degrees. While your hands, the position of your hands on your knees, give another shapes of another triangles or of another angles, like triangles, isosceles triangles, and the other types of angles like equilateral and others. So also, when you get sujood, the position of your body to that of your legs, you are forming another tiers of angles. So all these angles we are talking about are mathematical concepts which are found in almost in all your salat, whatever. Even if it is nafil, you must have this mathematical concept applying common to that particular. There is also issue of what we call intervals. For each salat, you should consider the time for salat, the interval for each time for salat. That is, if it is zuhr, the time for that salat is between so time to so time. Asr has the same thing. Maghrib has the same thing. So now that application, that word intervals between this salat to this salat for your prayer to be accepted is another mathematical concept. And the last mathematical concept I want to discuss under this particular second piece of this lecture discussion is the issue of looping. Whatever you did in the first rak'ah is what you will repeat in the second rak'ah, is what will come in the third rak'ah, is what will come in the fourth rak'ah, just like a looping. So it will continue in that aspect. In fact, there are so many mathematical concepts applicable to our salat as a form of ibadah. Thank you. But I'd be happy to meet with you at this moment.
I'm also happy to meet you once again, Doctor. You just discussed about the interval. Good. Many mathematics students have already posed a question to me concerning this interval, the use of interval in Solat. And the question was that, do we have any application of supremum and infimum in Solat? Because you discussed about interval.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You see, when we talk of this supremum and the interval of each salat, refers to what we call the muqtar and the laluri. That is, the first time for each salat is what we call the supremum, or is what we consider as supremum in this case. And the last recommended time for each salat, recommended time from which after that the prayer will be accepted, but you will be punished for delaying your prayer after that particular time, is what you call the infimum for that particular time. So the supremum is the first, the supremum is the last time, and the infimum is the first time to come for a prayer. For example, Zuhur now, 1 o'clock will now be taken as our infimum, and the 2:30 or around 3:30 will be considered as our supremum in this case, in the aspect of salat, in talking about the mathematical concept applicable to salat. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. Alhamdulillah. We also discussed about parallel lines, something like parallel.
Excuse me, let me say it more. You see, for each prayer, either Zuhur, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, whatever prayer, obligatory prayer, it has 2 time intervals. That times interval will now be referred to as supremum and the infimum. So if you consider that of Zuhur, it has its own time of interval, the Muqtar and the Ladur, Asr has the same thing, Maghrib has the same thing, and so almost every prayer has the same thing, the first recommended time and the other time after you have been delayed for some reasons. And if you are delayed, you delayed your prayer without any reason, definitely you will be punished, otherwise the prayer will not be accepted. Thank you.
Good. Now we are now moving to what is called parallel. Parallel is the use of these parallel lines in Solat. So what can you talk about these parallel lines in Solat, sir?
Thank you very much. I think I have said it earlier that at the beginning of each prayer, you have to set up your hands in form of parallel, like saying, before you recite your takbiratul ihram by saying Allahu Akbar. Despite the fact that the hands should not be exactly equal parallel, but they should be parallel like this. The shape of your hands should be in parallel. Even if they are not equal, they are not standing equally, but let the hands be parallel. Likewise, when you go to sujood, likewise when you are prostrating, that when you prostrate, you put your arms on your knees. The nature, the position of your hands at that point is exactly in forms of parallels. When you are performing your sujood, it's in form of parallel. Your legs also are in form of parallels, and that is what brought about the parallel lines in the application of mathematical concept. The parallel line as the application is one of the mathematical concept found in Salat. Thank you.
Jazakumullah khairan jaza, Doctor. And we pray to Almighty Allah to accept this as an art of ibadah.